Hey everybody, I'm back, and this time we're going to take a look at the Chanter, who is a bit like a bard. Let's take a look at her abilities. She chants, like you'd imagine, songs that have passive ability buffs and debuffs for your allies and enemies, respectively, in an area. And as she continues to chant, she grows phrases. That's this little number here. It's 0 phrases. Her spells take phrases to cast. For example, here I got 3. If I had 3 phrases, I could cast, "If their bones still slept under the hill, none can say," which summons 3 skeletons. Um, so let's just take a look at our existing abilities. Distant advantage is from being a wood elf. Um, Bonus against range attacks, harder to hit you. Chant is the modal ability that triggers once um, fighting starts. This chant 1, so you can edit your chants and put different chants, I think they're called, into these slots here, and then this is what's going to be sung while you're fighting. What we're going to do is level up and pick up a few more. We'll just pump points in lore. Bard should know things. Okay, so these invocations are what you're actually kind of chanting for. This is the penultimate purpose of the chants, is to get phrases which you can use to cast these big spells like summoning a phantom, or reducing the damage reduction to the enemies by 5, which means everything is taken 5 additional damage, basically. Not felled by the axe, nor broken by the storm. Requires 3 phrases, and it gives 10 extra damage reduction, slashing, and shock for 78 seconds to an area of effect. So that's pretty amazing. The thunder rolled like waves on black seas. Pushes guys. I think this is a cone shape. Yeah, it's a 90-degree cone. Pushes guys and stuns them. That could be really good. This one summons lightning. White worms writhe in the bellies of the dead. That's gross. Does a crush attack, expelling 3 white grubs and crushing nearby enemies. Ugh. So let's pick the lightning one, because lightning is cool. It's a cone. Does up to 45 shock damage against reflex. Um, and then for talents, level 2, you get your first talent, and chanters you can pick Ancient Memory, which is kind of nice because while they're chanting, which of course any chanter would always be chanting, your friendly AoE plus zero point 0.8 endurance, just an extra small bump in endurance for all your allies. That seems like it would be worth grabbing. Although for purposes of this demonstration, she's fighting by herself, so maybe not that useful. But probably one worth grabbing for when you're playing a real game. I think it looks like a sword and shield setup for this particular character's history, so we'll just grab that so I can actually hit some stuff when I'm demonstrating right at the bat, and get some athletics in there. This is the phrases, that's what they're called, that you use to build up the phrases. Uh, I we'll take a closer look at how the phrases string together, and how that works when we get into the fight. For now, I have 2 of them already, which we'll look at, and then I can pick another one here from level 1. So we could increase the movement rate and reflex of all allies in the area of effect. We could reduce the concentration of enemies, making them easier to interrupt. And at the sight of their comrades, their hearts grew bold, will improve fortitude and will for everybody. Let's just grab the quicking increased movement rate and reflex. Alright, next level, level 4, is going to give us another level 1 invocation. We can but Renly's Derrit's Ghost. He would not rest. Summons a phantom. So that could be kind of cool looking. And we'll go ahead and grab, well, what else can we grab here? We can grab one of these. Is there like a sword and shield? Anything with shields? That's pretty defensive, huh? Weapon and shield style. Shield, 10 shield deflection. Oh. And it applies your reflex, too. That's probably handy. Okay, so we'll do that. And here at the last level, we get our first level 2 phrase, and we could pick Lo, their endless host, the Harbinger's Doom, generating a field of terror, frightening enemies in the air effect. That sounds pretty good. This will decrease the duration of and defend against frightened and terrified effects, sort of the opposite of the other one. Rime and Frost will allies leave a trail of frost, hobbling and causing freeze damage to enemies. That seems hard to pull off micromanagement-wise, but could be really good. Decreases reload time and increases the speed of range attacks. And the Fox from the Farmer did run and leap. Reduces the accuracy of disengagement attacks for enemies in the area effect, making it easier to break away from melee attacks. I kind of like generating a field of terror. And that's all you get to see up to level 5 with Chanters. So maybe the first thing we ought to do is enchant this sword. Damaging and freezing. Let's do freezing. Can you? What if I do 2 of these? No, it won't let me. Oh, it did let me. Yeah, freezing and shocking, both on 1, and times 1.3. That's pretty.
Certainly.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. I think it looks like the glow effects even double up. Okay, so let's edit our chants. So right now, when you begin chanting, and I don't 100% understand how this works, but I believe how it's supposed to work, is the way I have it set up here, and you can just remove these and start with whatever you want. I think dull the edge and blunt the point, which reduces slashing and piercing damage against you and your allies, is probably a good one to start with. Then, what's this do? Drains the endurance of the enemies in the area effect. Let's kick that one in later when their endurance is already low from attacking. Instead, we will trigger this. Generates a field of terror. Now you'll notice this has got a longer bar. It lasts longer. I believe that the light green portion is where the next chant kicks in, and I believe the duration of these effects last up until the next chant basically starts, or just a little bit past. So they don't stack forever. And you can have multiple chants. You can set up multiple chants in different orders depending on the situation you want. For now, we'll just have one chant kind of be there. The last one will be Blessed was when grid. Looks like they got to kind of fix some of the UI there on that. So this is going to happen in order. First, they're going to do less damage. Then they're going to be terrified. Then we're going to have higher reflex and movement. And then lastly, sorry, I missed this one. They're going to drain the endurance of the enemies, who are hopefully terrified and dealing less damage. And then we move quickly in case we have to run. So there you go. So we're going to fight. We're going to just kick off combat here against our favorite test dummies. I'm going to slow the action down a little bit. And boom. There we go. Now, that first effect will kick in. Actually, it probably already has kicked in. I don't believe you get a phrase until you finish the chant. So like we looked at this, once this is finished chanting, right around the time that the terror one is going to kick in, I'll get my first phrase. So we'll just keep an eye on that. I'll keep on. Yep, here comes the terror. You'll see how this guy's frightened. This guy is frightened. Oh, they're all frightened now, which I think you can actually come down here and see. Yeah, I don't see any way to look and see what frightened specifically does, but I do have that first phrase, and we're still fighting these guys. Yeah, there we go. I got a second phrase in, so now they're not frightened. Oh, they are still frightened. And also, come soft wings of death is affecting them. And here's this. Alright, now I've got 3 phrases, so we can actually summon. I could like do a cone of lightning, but I kind of want to see what these skeletons look like. So let's do that. And chant. There we go. Skeletons. Skeleton warriors. Da 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 da. Okay, so then here we go. And I believe we restart again. I think this chant is probably... Well, no, it still has one more to go, that last one, which will increase our reflex. There we go. Skeleton's helping make short work of that guy. There we go. Get him, guys. Alright, back to normal speed. And this guy is probably doomed. Awesome. Now once the fight's over, the skeletons, I believe, yeah, they go away. Now there's some pretty amazing high-level chants. I know at one point the Chanter gets to summon some really cool stuff. I think a lot of the summons and the pets and stuff kind of belong to druids and chanters, it seems like. So I'm not in combat anymore, so I've stopped chanting. This combat only indicator lets me know that. However, summons don't last much longer than combat either, and any excess phrases I have seem to fall off as soon as the combat's over too. So, but I did pretty well against that fight. They didn't really hurt me at all. Thanks to having a pretty good weapon, I was able to do some pretty good damage to them. It looks like I can craft my armor to be fine quality, which I think I will do. And I would like to have a little more constitution for this next fight. And might. There we go. There we go. So, now I've got quite a nice breastplate armor there. This is still going to go poorly if past fights are any indication, but we'll give it a try. Here we go. Yep, enemy spotted. Oh boy, he just hit me pretty good. No, only the 3. Alright. So, he's not doing a lot of damage because of that, damage reduction chant that's going on right now. That come soft wings of death is affecting him. Oh, I can summon something now. Let's summon a phantom. It doesn't seem like lightning bolt will do a lot of good against this guy. There we go. That's kind of a nice touch there. Oh my gosh, it stunned him when it hit him. That's nasty. Are we gonna have our first victory without any assistance against this guy? No, he's barely injured. Interesting note, there are actually consumable items like this potion of major endurance I could probably be drinking, but you can't manipulate the inventory in the middle of combat. I should have put that stuff in like a hotkey down there and thought about that, but well. He's getting hit pretty hard. He's frightened now, he's stunned, he's flanked, that's a big deal. He's near death. Man, I think we're gonna pull this off. Oh, I got my last phrase in. We can check out this lightning bolt after all. Unless the phantom kills him. There we go. Boom! Hey, look at that! Chanter! That's the first time I won against this dumb guy without any other help. Alright, well, anyway, that's the way Chanters roll, so I hope you got something out of that. I actually think they seem like they could be really interesting. So with that, I'm going to let you go, and I'll see you next time when we do yet a different class from Pillars of Eternity.